and welcome to episode 16 of the Comedy Defect podcast. My name's Winter Phonander, I'm a comedian, and this is episode 16, the first one back after my break. Well, it wasn't really a break, I went and got married, but now I'm back, and you didn't even notice the break, because I was releasing them when I was away as well. I'm so dedicated, yeah? I've had some great feedback from people about the podcast. It's been great. I've been really encouraged by what everyone's been saying about it. It just gives me fuel. And if you want to donate to the podcast, we're on Patreon. You can just go to Patreon, type in The Comedy Defect Podcast, and you can donate as much or as little as you want. If you can't donate something to us, and you want to kick something back to us, just leave us a nice review on iTunes or Podbean, because it really does help. We're on Twitter at The Comedy Defect. I'm on Twitter at Winter Phonander. If you want to come see me live, you can go to my website, which is winterphonander.com. You can see all my live gig dates there, so you can come see my stand-up. Now, this is Sandra Hale, this episode, so you're going to really enjoy this. Sandra was open, she was warm, she was honest, a lot of stuff going on in her life at the moment, and she's using that to fuel her comedy. And she's got a show coming out in Manchester at 5 o'clock in Gulliver's Lounge. It'd be a great start to your night if you go and see that. It's called Self-Helpless. A lot of stuff has been happening because when I was away, I booked loads of gigs at the end of September and the beginning of October. So it's all seemed to have just bottlenecked in between those 2 months. And you know, when you're that busy about doing stuff, a lot of things just seem to go wrong, like my bonnet of my car won't close now. I've got to get that fixed tomorrow. The dog ran off and wouldn't come back again. And so the other dog got jealous of the other dog who got all the attention because he ran off. And then he ran off the next day. It seems that things seem to just pile up and, as I say, just kind of start to get on top of you. So that's what's been happening this month. I got a container that I'm going to be recording podcasts in, and that was delivered, and they brought the wrong truck to deliver it, so I had to leave it on the drive. Again, that's very stressful, so I'm trying to get a Hiab to move it from where it is now, which is blocking the back door of the house, which is great for zombies, but not too good for neighbours. Not so great about that, no. And I've been moving into my wife's house now. I've rung the British Heart Foundation to come pick up all of my possessions, including my bed. So now I'm holding on to the last few days of bachelordom in the house before I move in with my wife. So I'm kind of a little bit nervous at the moment, but if they take away my bed, I'm just going to have to sleep on a 2-seater couch for a few days if I can't quite get everything over there. There's just no room for me at her house at the moment, so I'm just kind of hanging on to the last few days. But I'm getting there. I'm doing it. We're getting on with it. I don't want to talk any longer because you're going to really enjoy this episode with a very funny comedian and actor, Sandra Hale. Sandra, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Are you good? How are things going?
Well, things are going well.
Yeah.
And it's lovely to sit across, looking at you, Winter, with your beautiful blue eyes.
Oh, compliments already. This is how I want this to go.
Yeah. Don't worry, they'll keep coming.
Well, that's good.
I'm liberated now, because years ago, if I'd said that to you, you would have thought I was coming on to you. Now, you can just take it as a compliment, can't you?
Yeah, I can. Well,
and not know that underneath I'm coming on to you.
I don't take compliments very well. But I'm getting better at it. I'm saying, just say thank you and then move on, isn't it? You know?
Oh, I don't move on. Someone compliments me, I'd say, keep going. Anything else?
Yeah.
Please carry on.
Mm. You look great.
Thank you. I'm glad you took the hint. Yes, thank you.
You are running 2 gigs at the moment.
I'm running 2 gigs, yes.
And they are in the one in Bookman's, is it?
Brookman's.
Brookman's.
Brookman's in Brookman's Park. Belly laughs at Brookman's, yeah. That's good. I'm trying to hone my MC skills. I'm a bit shitty at MCing at the moment. But I'm likeable, so they like me.
That's the main thing, isn't it?
That's the main thing, yeah. Mm. And the other one I'm doing is just for a brewery. Mm. And it's a semi-pro gig.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's going very well. Mm. Getting some really good names in there. So I've become a bit of a promoter. It's a lot of work, but there's also a lot of power. Mm. I love it. I love it when I get emails from lots of people saying, please, can I have a spot? And I think, you were shitty to me last year. No is the answer.
I did another show with somebody else at a radio show, and one guy said, what's the most important thing about when in comedy? And I said, I think the most important thing is to not be a dick.
Yeah.
You know, because as soon as you're a dick, that's it. You know, you don't know, they could be the next promoter, they could know someone who's been the promoter, and people talk, isn't it, around circuit.
Always be nice to someone on the way up, you know, when you're on the way up, because you meet them on the way down again.
Yeah. And don't be fake. But I mean, if you can't be nice, you've got to be really, really, really funny.
Absolutely, absolutely.
When did you know that you want to be a performer?
Oh, well, I've been performing. I used to be called Watch Me Sandra when I was little. Yes, I'd go, watch me, mummy, watch me, mummy.
Yeah.
And I'd start tap dancing, or I'd start reciting a poem, or whenever I always went to theatrical schools. And then I started acting at the age of 15. Yeah,
wow.
a long time ago. Next year I'm a lifelong equity member.
Did they give you a discount?
Free.
Free? Amazing.
Free. Yes, about blooming time. I paid my dues. But, so I've always been performing, acting, and then I sort of started comedy when the acting work sort of dried up round about the same time I did. I know, conjures up on it. No, it's not strictly true. Thanks to HRT. Anyway, no,
so
not strictly true.
How's that going?
No, the thing is,
recommended products.
No, it's moving swiftly on. Yes, that just sort of slipped out.
They haven't sponsored us yet, but I mean, it'd be nice if they did.
Yeah. No, I'm absolutely fine. Market. Trust me, I'm fine.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, no. So I went in. I decided to. You know how I started in comedy? Oh, stop giggling. Stop it now. Oh, you've got very nice teeth too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, you know how I started in comedy? My sister phoned me up and said, "Oh, there's a group on. There's a group on. Learn how to do comedy. £30." Yeah. I thought,
great.
Oh, I'm going to go. And so I went along to a place on the embankment. It was on a boat. There were about 150 people there.
Wow.
And all paying their £30, obviously. And it was not great.
Was that an open mic night in...
It wasn't a night. It was a 4-hour day course for £30.
Wow.
And they actually got Trevor Lock-in to do a 10-minute spot at the end, which was very good. But he inspired me. I thought, I mean, the actual course was rubbish. But I then decided to do a weekend comedy course at Dirty Dick's, where else?
With the course, did you get a chance to perform, or you just saw somebody perform stand-up?
No, we all we had to do was say our name and something special or different about us. So I just told everyone I could tap dance on roller skates.
Wow.
Which I can.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just putting that out there.
That's good to know. I mean, what blades, you never bladed?
Blades? No.
No.
No blades.
No.
I then booked in for a gig the following week.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. But I got the bug.
Yeah, great.
I got the bug.
Yeah, but you're a performer from the day one. You're an actor as well.
But
so
this is the difficulty. You know, making the transition from acting to comedy, because comedy is very naturalistic, and you got to be. You know, a lot of people said to me, "Why don't you do a character?" Because I can do accents, I can do authors, and I thought, no, because I'm a bit of a masochist. I'm not going to hide behind a character. People are either going to love me or they're going to hate me. They hated me for quite a while. Yeah. I think that I've still got to learn this sort of, not to be quite so flamboyant, to calm it all down a bit and be a little bit more naturalistic. And it's difficult to make that transition, not to be so actually, you know.
No, but you're warm, you're energetic. And you're different to every other performer I see on there. You know, you're happy. You know, there's so many people who are just like dead behind the eyes and just do this, you know, the odd eyebrow tilt, and that is about it for the punchline. You know, but you're fully yourself. You're as you are as a person. You're warm and lovable.
So, Winter, can you turn the recording off?
We'll beep all that out. That'll just be for me. You're just shaving the edges off?
I'm just what I'm trying to do, and I'm doing a 1 hour show in Manchester for the Women in Comedy Festival. What I'm trying to do is to let people know more about me, and to strip down this facade that I've got. Well, and let people know that actually I really am an attention-seeking people pleaser, very needy, quite vain.
Yeah, so a cathartic hour of pain. Cheaper than therapy.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to fix this, guys, for this next hour, okay?
That's right.
Do it multiple times, and then I'll be ready.
Come along onto my journey.
That's great.
Yeah, and I want to dish out advice to everyone. Okay. Yeah, it may be the wrong advice, but hell, hey, what the hell, it's worked for me, sort of.
And they can do their own hour when you've finished.
When they've... Exactly. Because it's all about me.
Exactly.
Doing that in Manchester, it's going to be as a work in progress, because that's a hell of a lot to learn. And then I want to take it to Edinburgh next year for the run. Yeah. I'm going to be doing it to celebrate my very big birthday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Not going to ask. No,
you can ask.
Really?
I don't care. It's not a secret. It's out there.
Is it?
Although I don't look it. I'm going to be 65 next year.
No.
Yes.
God.
That's correct response. Thank you very much.
No.
But let me tell you something, Winter. The heart has no wrinkles.
It's true.
And I stop somewhere at 35.
Yeah.
And the only time I don't feel 35 is when I walk past a mirror and I go, because I get a look at myself and I think, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
Because inside my head and inside my heart, that's it. I'm 35 and I love it. And and that's what another great thing about comedy is that I adore being around young people. The youth, the energy, the vibrancy. I tend to suck it out of them.
I'm feeling a bit tired, actually. That's great.
I love it.
It's true, though, isn't it? It's that when you're happy, you're jovial, upbeat, and it's great. And I love the fact that I'm the same, and so I think we meet on the level with that. But when you meet other people who aren't the same, I think you really piss them off.
Not only do I piss them off, but there's an energy suck, isn't there? There's a drain.
Totally. They're like, why are they so happy? What are they on?
Yes.
Or they're like, what's wrong with them? But I'm just
because I think there's the comedians have got the reputation of being depressed.
Yeah.
And they think we're on something. Yeah. Well, what are you taking, actually, Winter?
Nothing yet. Nothing. At this point in time, nothing.
No, because I'm taking more drugs now than I did in the 60s.
Oh,
so yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Was it? No, I'm not on anything yet. But it's. I think that my joy comes from mania. That's where mine comes from.
Oh, right. So it's more hysteria than joy.
I think it's on the edge, borderline. I think that's
borderline.
What it is. Yeah.
No, I think my joy. I just love squeezing the joy. I'm living now in the now.
Yes.
The precious present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what book's that one from?
Oh, no, it is. No,
it's the Precious Present.
It's the most incredible book. Right. You've got to read it.
Okay.
It's a very, very small coffee table book. You can read it in half an hour.
Yeah.
It's got the most amazing message, because I know earlier we were talking about magical thinking, the power of the now, and the universe and everything. And this is all about the precious present. In a nutshell, it's about a young boy who sees an old man who's incredibly happy and says, why are you so happy? He said, I've got the precious present. He said, I want it. And this boy spends his whole life searching for this incredible present, this gift. He works hard, he earns loads of money, and ultimately, the end of the story, I'm sorry if I'm killing it for you, but he goes up a mountain and he realises, in a moment of absolute clarity, that the precious present he had all along, it was the now. Yeah. And that is the precious present. And that is how I try to live my life, because at my age I don't want to project what's going to happen in the future.
Of course.
So I want to extract every bit of joy I can out of every single day and everything I do. And that's what I intend to do until shit hits the fan.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. You never know what's around the next corner.
Oh, I don't. Oh, well, I've had a lot of corners recently, but I always allow myself a few days to wallow in self-pity. Yeah. Then I metaphorically slap myself around the face and get on with it.
Damn right. That's the best way to do it. You know, you've got to have ups and downs. You've got to have a bit of duvet day or whatever it is.
Oh, God, yeah. Got to. Otherwise, it's not real, is it?
Like you're just fooling yourself.
Or it's drug-induced.
Well, the good old days. So you're doing this Fringe show, and like you've always been an actress and a performer and stuff. And what's
we call them actors now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because you don't go into a doctor and ask for a doctress, do you?
It's a bit androgynous, though, isn't it?
I know, but they now still call them. We're all actors. We're all comedians. You don't call me a comedian, do you? No, exactly. Right. Sorry. Just touched your knee.
It's all right.
He's got an exposed knee here, and I just touched it.
I am wearing shorts.
Yeah. Yes, and he is recently married. Yeah. I must control myself. Okay, fine. Moving swiftly on.
You just can't give me another compliment. I've never been complimented on my knees before. As you can tell, I wasn't ready for that.
There you go.
But
I was.
You're an actor, and you're just hammering your way through comedy at the moment, trying to become more raw and more vulnerable, and so you can heal that part of you. And you've been doing comedy for about 5 years now, is that right?
No, 3.
3
November 26th.
3 years, right.
Yes.
And you've been in a few competitions as well, haven't you?
Yes.
You've done very well in those competitions, haven't you?
I certainly have. All right,
Come on,
okay.
help me out here.
All right, okay. So I was a
you've...
finalist in the Silver Stand-Up comedy at Dave's Leicester Festival. I was robbed.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I was robbed. Everyone said I was robbed. I should have won that. However, I got a good review from Steve Bennett of CHORTLE.
Great.
Wonders will never cease. Okay, so I was a finalist in Joker of the Year.
What was your quote, though? What did he give you? What quote did he give you?
Oh, yes. My quote from Steve Bennett. I'll have to think for a nanosecond. Yeah, okay, here it was. Sandra Hale. A cheery, cheeky, welcome challenging of stereotypes.
Wow.
It goes on. Her cut glass, crystal voice and way with accents evoke memories of classic radio comedies. Steve Bennett, CHORTLE, 2016. Well, not bad, eh?
It's nice.
Oh, what do you mean it's nice?
There's a lot of words. Not all of them, not generous. He's never generous, is he, really?
Listen, for me, that was praise.
There's an edge to it, isn't there?
Oh,
there's a knife.
Course.
It's never like, it was lovely, really enjoyed it, wonderful.
No, can't. I mean, he said about one comedian, who will be nameless, gave her name and then said, a girl.
Wow.
That was it.
Oh, well, that's high praise then. That's high praise, isn't it?
It is.
Wow. God.
It is. So,
but that gave you fuel, though. I mean, it's a bit long for a bloody poster, though, isn't it?
I managed to squeeze it on, don't worry.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I like that. That's good.
I'll squeeze it.
Font
Get your
7.
magnifying glass out to read this review.
There's a lot of money spent on those little magnifying glasses at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
so yes.
That's great. Well done. And so that Dave's Leicester Comedy Festival, and you were also, was it the...
Joker of the Year.
Joker of the Year? You were Joker of the Year as well?
No, I wasn't a finalist. I know. Oh, I had some really good news.
Oh, good, yeah.
You want to hear?
Yes, go. I want to hear good news.
Yeah. I got cast in a Virgin Games commercial, which I'm filming next week.
What game?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm
Money.
Working with Virgin Games. I think it's about advertising the whole of Virgin Games.
Okay.
There's a hero in it
who
happens to be a vampire.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And I am playing... Can you believe this? I mean, looking at me now, all glammed up. I'm playing a laundrette owner.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, they've put me in a short skirt. I'm exposed my knees for about 14 years, so this is really challenging for me.
Yeah.
So a short skirt and a little knitted top and an overall, and I have to say, oh dear love, you put your red sock in with your whites, oh dear. Shame.
You've nailed that. That was I'm going to go and play that game.
I have.
A Virgin game about vampires, and you're just a laundrette.
Don't ask me what it's about. I'm filming it next week. Do you know what they call extras in the States?
No.
Atmosphere.
Oh,
bring on the atmosphere, honey.
Have you been over there and done some stuff too, or?
No. Well, no, I've worked in Canada. Back in the day.
What are you doing in Canada?
What did I do?
Yeah.
I was... Well, you see, when you were acting years ago, you had to have an alternative profession. Not for me, sales and marketing. No. I danced.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was a sort of an Irving Davis dancer.
Right. Like,
I did.
What is it? Sorry.
An Irving Davis dancer. Well, no, darling, you're so young, you wouldn't know things like that. It was more like showgirl things. It was more with feathers and fans and that sort of thing. Yeah,
all right.
Don't you look.
Showgirls sort of thing.
Well, it's sort of.
Right, so,
no, look. Oh,
all right, now my mind is boggling now.
No,
keep
let's
going.
never mind about your mind. I saw your eyes boggle then.
Like,
You were conjuring up pictures, weren't you?
I was. They were all there.
They were all there.
Fans, one fan at a time, or?
Yeah, well, never mind about. Let's get off the fans.
No, please, let's go. Let's continue with this.
So I was in the Tommy Steele show in Canada.
Right.
God.
Was it like the? What was it like? Was it like
he was
Jimmy Fallon type thing?
Oh, he was a big.
What was it?
Oh God, I feel so old.
No,
you know, I said to you
this.
before I stopped at 35.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is horrible. Now I feel about 80.
No, it's okay. I'm 36.
I know. All right, fair enough. Listen, okay, he was
30 in comedy years.
There was a film once called Half a Sixpence. Do you remember that film? No. All right, we're going to stop this conversation now. We're not going to talk about it. Have you heard of Sidney James?
Sidney James?
Yes, all the Carry On films and
Yes.
Charles Hawtrey.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, well, that's good.
Great.
Yeah, I'm glad you know them.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, okay. Because I said I played Sidney James's daughter for a year.
Oh, right.
And I toured round there as well, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you danced and you danced?
I danced, and when I didn't get acting jobs, I danced.
Right.
I also worked in a couple of nightclubs. No, we're moving swiftly on.
No, did you... Okay, the nightclubs. Let's go back to the nightclubs. No, but... So you danced in nightclubs. Did you sing as well?
No.
No, but did you...
I didn't need to.
Legs were too good. That is all you need. All you need is these things. That's great.
Exactly.
That's it. Just look at these. Was it? Did you do any stuff on like cruise ships or anything like that too?
No, I never did.
Oh. You didn't need to, didn't it? You were travelling around the world.
I was travelling all over the globe.
That's
yeah.
Great.
I actually when I was working with Sidney James and playing his daughter, we went to South Africa, and it was.
What was it then?
Oh, it was in the times of the apartheid. Oh my goodness. You know, did I tell you I got arrested?
No, you didn't tell me any of this.
I haven't. I got arrested.
What did you do?
Nothing. I'll tell you what happened. Do you want to know?
Of course, this is interesting.
Okay, well, I was 18 and we were working in a 3 Arts theatre in Plumstead, which was just outside Cape Town. And every day the coach would come and collect the artists from the hotel at 5 o'clock. And it was 4 o'clock one day, and I had on a little summer dress, and you know I've got dark curly hair. It was a little bit frizzy from the humidity. I said to the manager in the reception, "Oh, look, I've got an hour to kill before the coach comes. I'm going to go down onto the seafront." And I didn't have a bag, I didn't have any documents, I had nothing. And then I went to the seafront, and then in those times they had benches marked whites and coloureds.
Right.
Okay? So naturally, I sat on the white bench and I was leaning back and putting my face in the sun, and suddenly I get hauled by my arm, thrown right over to the coloured bench, and an Afrikaans police officer says, "Stay there, Blackie." Yeah. I said, "I beg your pardon." He said, "You heard me." I said, "You stay there." I said, "How dare you?" I'm not black, I'm white. How dare you speak to me like that? He said, "I'll shut your mouth, girl." He said, "You're going to get yourself into a lot of trouble." I'm good at the sound of it. So I said, "I'm not going to shut my mouth. You're a pig."
Yeah.
And he said, "What do you call me?" I said, "You're a pig." And he got my arm behind my back, twisted it back, and I spat. Oh, God, I spat at him.
Wow.
I spat at him and I started beating him with my other fist. And before I knew it, he put the handcuffs on me. And I thought, oh my God, what have I done? I mean, I was 18, I was, He carted me off into what I could say, you know, those old-fashioned dog catcher vans with the bars. And I was in there and I was screaming hysterically, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, what happened was he took me to the police station and he threw me into the front, and he said, I want this girl booked for assaulting a police officer. And they undid my cuffs, and I said to him, I had no shame. I said to the desk sergeant, oh, please, I'm so sorry. I'm appearing at the Three Arts Theatre tonight with Sydney James. I'll give you all free tickets. Please, the coach is going to come for me. Look, I'm not black, I'm white. And I pulled my top down and showed them my white tits.
Wow.
Yeah, it did nothing for them, I'm afraid.
Oh,
and
no.
I had such magnificent tits. Still do, in case you're interested, but I did.
You bared all. You went all out.
I bared all, but they threw me into a cell anyway. And the cell had a moving floor of cockroaches, and I thought, what? No one's going to find me. This is it.
Wow.
Well, what happened then was that the coach arrived at 5 o'clock. Where Sandra and the manager said she went down to the seafront. They came looking for me. And at that time, there was a black guy whose job really was to rake the white sands to keep it clean for the tourists. And he said, are you looking for the white girl? And they said, yes. They said the police took her. So they came, they tried a few police stations and they found me. And I was too late for the performance. My understudy went on, and you know, it was a big part, and Sid James was furious with me, and they bailed me out. I had to pay my own bail, and I had to go back the next day. They were going to drop the charges, but I had my passport stamped that I wasn't allowed back in South Africa after I'd finished it. But I have been back since, of course, and it was marvellous, but that was an awful era.
Wow.
It was terrible. And, you know, I felt so bad. And this is something that has really troubled me because I don't have a racist bone in my body. I really don't. And I was very vulnerable at 18. And when you see and constantly hear white people, I was in a hotel, and I'd have a little rose put on my table every night by one of the waiters. And I would smile sweetly and I'd say, thank you so much, thank you, that's so lovely. And he would smile at me and everything was lovely. And then after being there for about 4 or 5 months and being indoctrinated by the way that the white people were speaking to the black people and get me this, do that, suddenly, I became a sheep almost. It really is painful for me to say this, but I was sort of saying, oh, can you get me some water? I forgot my pleases. And one day, the rose wasn't there anymore. And I realised when I didn't see the rose that night at the hotel, I realised that I'd caused this person pain. And it was I thought, my God, what are you doing? You're just following everyone and you're doing and this is not what you feel and this is not how you think. And I went over to that person and I apologised for my behaviour and how I was speaking. He was fine with it, but I didn't feel good because I was becoming like everyone else, and it is that sheep mentality. And I suppose in today's society you can see that happening now with all the awful things that are happening in the streets now. You know, it's the crowd mentality, the mob mentality. We don't like this person, we don't like that person, and they're all jumping on the bandwagon, aren't they? It's awful. And I was guilty of that myself, 18 months. I was naive. I'm not making excuses for myself, but it was horrible.
You're impressionable. You're a teenager.
You are. And I wanted to be accepted by the masses and accepted by everyone else. And I wasn't listening to my own values and truth.
People are so concerned with material things now, and that they have to have the brand new things. Like, there's always these adverts for brand new cars and everything. Oh, it's only a few monthly payments. Just get a shitty car. Don't worry about it. Live better. And just be more down to earth, you know? Get a second-hand television. Get something second-hand. It's cheaper. And it'll help you out. And you can focus on your joy on the things that really matter to you. But now it's all these people are trying to get these things from material things, and it doesn't work that way.
Well, no, of course it doesn't work that way. But, you know, benefit of hindsight that you realise that. We are in a sort of... We've got to have everything instantly, and it's all about status, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
To impress your peers. Because I think a lot of people, they put their value on themselves by what the things that they've acquired. They don't have the self-esteem inside themselves to say, I'm okay as I am. They need things to prove that they're okay. Yeah. To say, look at me, I've arrived. Yeah. Look at me, I've got this fabulous car. Look at me, I've got this fabulous woman. Look at me, I've got this fabulous, you know. So they're evoking jealousy.
We have the opposite end of that spectrum, isn't it, really? Some people who are perfectly happy with themselves seek their joy from material things. And people who are not happy with themselves seek approval from other people. You know?
Absolutely.
So we're like self-esteem issues. Well, we just need to be liked. We don't care about the material stuff. Just want to be liked.
Yeah.
Okay, we have enough material covering our bodies just to make them people like us. Just that a little bit
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not enough to be liked. You've got to be the most liked. You know? I'm competitive about my people pleasing, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
you know,
sure.
It's not good enough to have people like me. I want them to think I'm the best.
Of course.
Out of all the people that they like me.
But that is the way that madness lies, isn't it?
Yeah, I am a little bit off the wall, I think. Yes, definitely. I drive myself.
Well, that's the good thing about stand-up. You're never content. You always want to better yourself. You always want to just get that little bit better. You want to test your own limits, push the limits of your fear. And the great thing about this career is that it's always changing. And it's always going to be a Rubik's Cube, which will never be finished, which occupies the unquiet mind of like, oh God, I can focus on this. That's fine. It'll keep me occupied and not make me think about depression or worry, and it'll just or make me feel anxious. I mean, don't get me wrong, the anxiousness before you go on, or excitement or something like that, it can really inspire you and like to try and get rid of that, or it can really motivate you to get rid of that thing. Oh, I'm afraid about this. Oh well, I'll get rid of that in a second. I'm going to try it out a few times and then that'll be done. Then a new fear pops up. Well, I haven't done this bit. Okay, and then it's a continuous cycle of overcoming fear.
Yes.
Of a certain aspect of it, or like, oh, I haven't done it. That's not cerebral enough, or that's not simple enough to digest, or there's not enough improv in this, or that I'm not connecting.
And when in doubt, blame the audience.
Yeah.
They're not my type of demographic.
Yeah, they're
not my crowd.
Yeah,
they're not. No. This is far too intellectual for them. No. Far too base for them. They're middle class, they're working class. No, there is.
Yeah.
Always blame others. Don't go down alone.
Yeah, that's right. Take them with you.
Take them with you. Yeah, no, it's funny, isn't it? Oh,
that's great. That's an interesting story. Have you had any other experiences like that on your travels?
Right.
Like what else?
Right.
You've been in jail again. What else has happened to you?
Oh, I had the kiss of death.
Oh, okay.
Once. Listen to this one. This is in South Africa again. Yes, I know.
Is this the second after this first one?
This was after the first one. This was only a few years ago. This was about 6 years ago. We went on safari. In South Africa. In the evening, Ryan the Ranger said...
That's a bit of alliteration there. Did he choose his job when he got his name? Or?
He said to me, he said to us all, there were about 6 of us, he said, right, we're going on a 3-hour drive, all right? And then we're going to stop for sundowners. Sundowners will pick a nice space, we'll have some drinks... And all the while, and it's going to be wonderful. And all the time I'm thinking, my bladder is not as young as it used to be. What happens if I need to pee? So I went up to him and I said, excuse me, what happens if I need to pee, Ryan? He said, no problem. He said, you sit behind me. He said, when you want to pee, you just tap me on the shoulder and say, I'll need to go. I said, all right, fine. So we're going on the drive, and it's the giraffes, and it's the it's wonderful, fabulous. And then I feel the urge, and I tap him on the shoulder, and I say, Ryan, could you stop, please? He said, yes. So he got out, and he said, went to behind a bush with his machete thing, and he went, yeah. It's all right, Sandra. He said, go pee. So I went behind there, and I had my little baby wipes with me, as one does. And then we went again, and half an hour later, because I was drinking a lot of water. I mean, I'm like one of those dolls, in one end, out the other. And it was quite humid, and half an hour later I said, Ryan? He said, again? I said, yes. So he said, okay, he went behind another bush. Yeah. He said, it's okay, go pee. So, okay, this happened 2 more times. The last time he was getting really pissed off with me. So he said, right, we're going to stop for sundowners now. And I said, look, Ryan, I'm going to go behind that bush over there. So he said, all right, go. I said, aren't you going to check? He said, no, just go. I'm setting up the drinks. So I went behind and I heard this rustling. And I ran out and I said, Ryan, I think there's something behind there. He said, for heaven's sake, words to that effect. He got his machete out, he went behind, he went, gah. He said, it's all right. He said, now. He said, go. So once again, I went. And as I came out of the bush, all the people who were out of the Jeep were now on the Jeep, and Ryan, the ranger, was pointing a shotgun to the left of me, very slightly to the left, and he said, Sandra, don't move. And I went, what is it, what? He said, just don't move. And by the side of me, it practically brushed me, was this big leopard with one of my baby wipes on its claws. And he walked right past me. And then and Ryan was still pointing his rifle at him, and my heart was pumping. I tell you, it cured my bladder problem. But he said, Sandra, he said, that leopard was tracking you. He said, he was tracking you. And he said, I haven't seen a leopard up in the chamois for 6 years. I've never seen a leopard in all that time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So there's a picture of me, and someone took a photo, of course, of me like this, with the leopard right by the side of me, with baby wife on its claw.
Wow.
That was
amazing.
It was amazing. But
have you got that online?
No.
Oh, God, I'd love to see that.
What, the photograph?
Yeah, with the
baby wipe on the bottom of his claw.
Amazing.
You see, what can I say? Man, woman, child, or beast, they're all after me, darling.
You were so blessed, That's it. Comedy aside, whatever, you were blessed to be alive.
Obviously, I've got nice smelling pee. What can I say for animals?
Wow, that's it.
Yes, well, we'll move on. Yeah,
wow.
But you know what? I've got to say that I am so lucky.
Yes.
That I have, well, not just about dancing death, but I have adventures on a daily basis.
Right.
I can't go through my day without encountering someone. Well, I suppose because I make myself available. Mm-hmm. Well, not that sort of available, but available, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And I do have little mini adventures every single day. Things happen to me. People approach me, ask me directions, or something happens. And I love that. I love it. And I think if you're open...
That's it.
If you're open to that... Then these things come into your life. Yeah,
exactly.
And I love it.
Exactly. You're warm. You're open. You're relaxed. You know, of course, people are going to want to gravitate towards you, and things are going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Because you're aware. And okay, we'll talk about the universe a bit before as well. Do you take any of that apart from the books that you read? Do you carry around any crystals or trinkets? So you said to me earlier, I'm going to massacre this. Pixels. What is it?
No. I had a lucky Pisky. and you said, what is a pisky? I said, well, I bought it in Cornwall, and it is actually a little lucky pixie, but of course Cornish people have to be different, and they call it pisky. And I told you they were taking the pisk. Yes. Which was a terrible pun.
You carry that round her?
No, I used to. Let me tell you, I used to have all the crystals. I used to have all the things. I used to hold them, And I realised something else, that I don't need these objects. I don't need them. I have them in my heart. I have the power within me to manifest and to do and to be whatever. I don't need physical objects and lucky charms. Just don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is, if I go anywhere where someone has a large piece of rose quartz, for instance, I can't breathe. My heart goes 19 to the dozen, and I have to get out of there pretty damn quick. So these crystals can affect you in some way or another.
We're all connected, aren't we? We're all made of the same things, atoms, molecules.
Yeah.
You said manifest, right? Where do you divine that word from?
I didn't divine it. It's just, I didn't divine
is that from books, or is it like a specific thing?
As I said, there's a lot of Deepak.
Deepak.
Okay.
No, I don't know this.
You don't know
him? No, I don't know Deepak, no.
Oh, what's his name? Deepak Chopra? Deepak Chopra, I think his name is. He, long before the book The Secret, which is no longer a secret because everyone bloody knows about it.
Poorly kept secret.
Yeah, very poorly kept. I read a book about him, about creative visualization. And I thought, well, I'm going to try this in a very small way. And ever since that, I've reading that book, and that was years ago, I've always managed to get a parking space wherever I want, because I actually visualise a parking space. Do you know people who were poo-pooing me, saying, oh, for God's sake, you'll never... I always get my own son poo-pooed me. I was in... he lives in St Agnes, and there was a big festival there. We were going to it, and he said, right, we're going to park in the overflow car park and walk a couple of miles. And I said, no, going into the main. He said, Mum, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It started at 10 this morning. We'll never get a space. I said, humour me. Simon, humour me. Go to the main car park, because there will be a space for you. I will visualise it. Yeah, whatever. I'll do it to humour you. Then we'll go back to the overflow car. Well, of course. There was a space there. And he went, what? How? Who? He's now doing it. Yeah. Right. He of little faith. And you see, the thing is, you can do it. People that now ring up and say, I want to go into town. Can you come with me? Well, it's not just the creation of a parking space. I think to a certain extent,
Are you religious? Are you religious?
No, not at all. But I think thoughts are extraordinarily powerful. And the phrase, be careful what you wish for, because you may get it. If you don't think about things in the right way, they come to you. But they come to you in ways that you don't necessarily want. For instance, I wanted money desperately. Years and years ago, I was desperate for money. I was saying, oh, please, universe, I need some money. I desperately need it. I want to get the house. I want to be able to pay some of the mortgage. And I need this money. Yeah, I got the money. My mother died and left me some money. So when you're asking for something, I think you have to be, in your mind, very, very specific. And not use the words like want, because if you use the word like want, I want something, you will always be in a state of wanting something rather than having it. So you have to be in the present, as I said to you. I am now enjoying life to the full. I am now doing the job I love and getting paid well for it. Do you hear that, comedy promoters? Do you hear that? So you keep saying it over and over again, and with a bit of luck and love and light and whatever anyone else says, it may come to fruition. And if it doesn't, then it isn't meant to be. Well, that's a que sera, sera attitude, but it's one I get through.
And there's nothing wrong with that, I mean, the comedy, as I say, it's a great reliever of thinking about your mortality, because it keeps you young, and the joy is there. You're constantly learning and relearning stuff, and it's always you're in a constant state of maturity, like growing and evolving. You're like, when I was about maybe in my 20s, I was probably the same. So desperate to have that thing that whatever it was, I'm like, I'm going to do this, and you're so focused on the goal that you're forgetting what's going on around you, and you're not taking the cues that are leading you to where you want it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And only it's like, to be fair, only in the last few years, so I've kind of gone, well, yeah, this is actually fine. I'm doing it bit by bit, and it's great. And like as you say, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Look, in 300 years, who's going to fucking remember anything?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like, that's it. You maybe put a little time capsule of your best clip,
Yeah.
you know, in this thing. And you probably won't be able to play it anyway because they don't have any of that machinery.
No.
So, but hey, look, so it doesn't. Just enjoy, as you say, just enjoy now.
Enjoying the now.
Yeah. And
that's so important.
And people may listen to this and think it's a bit flaky, but you know what? Fuck it. You're enjoying yourself and enjoying the moment rather than stressing and worrying and destroying your life with worry and misery.
And also the thing is that, and I know this, I don't mean it to sound patronising in any way, shape or form, but when you do reach this age where you know you've got less years ahead of you than you have had, there is absolutely no point in projecting into the future. There's no point. I've lost very close friends to me, and that you don't know what's round the corner. So there is no point projecting. Well, if this happens, if that happens, if you're living in the future, you're not enjoying the now. And I'm very, very much inclined to enjoy the now.
Yeah.
And there's so much happening. It's just lovely. Anyway, so yeah. I talk about that in the show, of course, that I'm doing, and my show is called Self-Helpless.
Yeah. It sounds like a very, like feel-good show, and is it just?
Well, I take you on a journey. Okay. I give you the benefit of my advice. It might be shit advice, but it's sort of worked for me, and I people please a lot in it.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's what they want, isn't it? They want you to leave the show happy rather than miserable, don't they?
Oh, they will.
Good.
They will. I do tap dancing in the middle of it.
Oh wow! In roller skates?
No, not in roller skates.
Oh.
In tap shoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Well, I'll do anything for people to approve of me. You see, this is right. I mean, if I could juggle or stand on my head, I would, but I can't. So I do other things to get everyone's approval in the show.
Well, that's good.
And I have no pride.
You're a comic, isn't
I'll just do it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Anything for a laugh or a bit of entertainment or attention. Please just give it to me.
Bring your own custard pie. I'll take it.
Donnie.
No, don't.
Now, this is maybe too reductive, but are tap dancing shoes the clown shoes of the dancing world?
No, I think actually no.
No.
I think to tap dance. Listen, nobody. I'm very good at pickups.
I'm sure you are.
And wait till you see my back flaps and wings. Right. Yes, they're marvellous. Okay. And you see, the thing is, I think it's very impressive to tap dance.
Yeah, and it's an art that's dying out, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm bringing it back.
Good. Yeah. There's a Justin Timberlake song there.
Yeah. I've got some really cool music. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, my little grandson said, "Wow, you really use it." I'm using. I've got Chance. Angels by Chance the Rapper, and it's a rap.
Right.
It's really cool.
And you tap dance to that?
No, I don't. Oh. It's impossible to chance to that. But I do tap dance to Shut Up and Dance.
Okay.
It's
good.
It's good.
Yeah.
I love it.
And so Manchester's the first showing of that?
Yeah.
Have you aired it anywhere, just at home?
No, what I've done... I'm wonderful in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
Fabulous. No, I have... I've done 15-minute bits here and there, but it's difficult because when you're doing a 1-hour show, it's more narrative with bubbles of laughter and then a big one. When you're doing 10-15 minutes, they want laughter, set up, punchline, bang, bang, bang. So it has been hard to gauge where it happens. But when I've been fortunate enough to get a headline spot and I've done the 15 minutes, then it's worked well.
Yeah. So Manchester, whereabouts is it in Manchester?
Gulliver's Lounge.
Gulliver's Lounge, yeah.
And that's on Saturday, October 22nd.
Yeah.
Tickets are on sale now.
Yeah.
But it's pay what you like.
Oh, great!
Pay what you like.
Yeah.
You don't even have, £2.50, whatever. Including booking fee.
Right.
And it's at 5 till 6. So if you want to go out for an evening after, night out, you can.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah, and with some new found tools for life, maybe some advice.
Definitely tools for life. I'll have them tap dancing in the streets in Manchester. Don't you worry.
Have you this is this shows all about advice that you're doing in your life. But,
it's advice.
But have you done one? Are you going to do one with about because your life is you've lived such a life. You've been to South Africa. You've been in jail. You've supported the guy that was in the Carry On films. I can't remember his name, but you've done all these things. Are you going to do one that's are you going to write a book, or are you going to do this? Have you? Okay, great. Well,
I've written a book to accompany the show, and the book is also called Self-Helpless, but it goes into more details about my life and my journey, because obviously the show has got to have a certain structure, and when you write, it's a completely different format.
Of course. Yeah.
But it's naughty as well.
Great, of course, it's got to be.
Well, there's got to be there's a chapter on orgasms and how they change.
Is it a long chapter?
It's how they change over the years.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I only.
Well, then maybe they don't
secondhand.
for men, you see, but for women they definitely do over the years.
Do they
change? Yeah.
I'm sure.
And I do go into technicolor detail.
Okay.
The book.
Right, and is there advice in there too?
Yes.
Oh my God! Right, this is a must-have then, really, isn't it?
It is. You see,
wow.
I've piqued your interest, haven't
you? You have.
And there is a chapter just for men.
Is there?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, it's called The Love of a Good Woman, and I know that men want the love of a good woman.
Yeah.
And in order to get the love of a good woman...
Does the orgasm bit come first, yeah?
Yeah, no, that comes second.
Damn it, always comes second.
In order to get the love of a good woman, you've got to know what to do.
Yeah, it's true.
Then we lead on to the orgasm chapter.
Okay, that's
for
good.
men and women.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a comic at Barnum the other night. He was wonderful. The headline actor, Ben Norris.
Yeah.
You know him. Mm-hmm. He was doing a bit about that. He said, I'm so envious of women that say they have an orgasm, and they describe their orgasm as wave after wave after wave of pleasure. Us men, we go, look down. That's it. But it was very visual, and it was so funny the way he did it. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, you're right. We got the better deal.
It's true. It's true. When it happens, eh?
Yeah. What do you mean when it happens?
Oh, I mean, it always happens.
Always happens. Yeah. Always happens. Oh, let's not talk about orgasm. Not when you're looking at me with beautiful blue eyes and lovely teeth.
Thank you. So yeah, then you've got a book. Are you doing any sketches as well, or are you just focusing on the acting as well?
Well, listen, that comes along.
Where is it available? Have you got is it?
No, I've got an agent. I've got an acting agent, and I've been with her for many years, and she's. I'm still getting royalties off UK Gold for things that I used to do, like the Sweeney, the Professionals. Bill, London's Burning. London's Burning, I did 3 episodes. The first one I got murdered. I got killed in a fire.
Do you get killed a lot in these things?
Yeah. I got killed in a fire, and then they resurrected a different character 2 years later. So,
right.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I played strippers and grasses and tarts and old tarts, and I'm always dead common. I'll be buzzed.
No, we're good. We're good. That's my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend?
Oh,
your wife. Oh my goodness!
Look, I've only been married 2 weeks now.
Well, I'm sorry, you've got to say wife.
The wife. It's okay.
No, she can just.
I'm committed. I'm fully committed.
Yeah, it's all right. Oh, you're beginning to get the married look now.
I'm worried. I'm just. I'm a married look, like pained and just scared.
No.
What's that kind of?
Oh no, it's revealed.
Is it what? Tell me what that is. Tell me the secret of what this. What is it? What's the married look? What's that?
Well, no, you know I told you that there's the divorced look.
Okay.
Which I'm going through.
So, okay, is it confused?
No, well, with men and women,
panic.
it's different. With a woman, the married look is sort of smug.
Oh, I'm not smug, right?
No.
Oh, good, I don't want to be smug.
It's more vacant.
Vacant?
Yeah, after a few years, it'll manifest itself as a vacant look that says, can I laugh at this? Or, is she still talking? Or, I wonder what's new on Pornhub, you know?
I've had that for years. I've had that. I think that's been an ongoing issue, I think.
Yeah.
The vacant look, for sure.
Yeah, the vacant.
What is she talking about? I'm going to give you a gist of this in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No,
I've got that. No, I've definitely had that.
I know, it's coming out
It's
now.
and so you've natured for your book, and it's available on Amazon as well, or
It will be when it's published.
Oh right, so you're in the you already finished. You finished it.
I've written 15 chapters and I've got to cut it down to 10.
Wow.
So I've got a lot of editing to do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And so you've got everything covered then. So it's like, when it all kicks off, it's like, I got the book and you sign and
I want to be able to sell the book at the venue and also get. I come from the computer, the Jurassic period of computing.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to need help, Winter.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I mean, I want to be able to build up a fan base. That would be very important for me. I want to be able to blog.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to put up excerpts of the book so that people can read it.
Yeah.
And sort of build up a frisson of excitement, you know, about it, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to do.
It's hard. You've got your website, but you've got that lady who built your website who can do your blog onto it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could add it all, create a one hub for everything, isn't it? That's where you want to go for your website and all this kind of thing. So if you do that and to put excerpts on that as well.
Sure.
But it's oh my god, it's so much to do these days. You've got to be a publicist as well as a bloody comic and a performer. You need someone to. It'd be nice to have someone to do that for you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Do you know anyone?
No, God, I don't. I wish I did. I wish I knew somebody.
That's the great thing about having money. That you can just say, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Sort me out.
How long did it take you to write the book?
Actually, I've been writing it not long, about 4 months.
Oh wow, that's amazing! You did 15 chapters.
Well, I do about 3 or 4 hours a day.
Great. Yeah.
I have to. It's like an exercise. But
is it your meditation? Do you meditate as well, or is that your?
I don't actually. I mean, I breathe in and out.
Which is good.
And I'm good at it.
It's encouraged, definitely encouraged, breathing in and out.
Yeah, it's the only exercise I get, and I happen to be good at it.
You need to balance that, breathing in and breathing out. It's very, very important.
But I can go into sort of what I call a meditative state very easily. I just have to be around a tree. Look, near a tree. And I'd look out of my window and I just look at the green of the trees. Or I love woods. I go into a wood. And I just feel an affinity with the earth and the leaves and the rustling and just a sense of peace. And I love beauty around me. And so I can find somewhere without pylons and just find beauty there and get into a very calm state. So I don't physically sit down and meditate, but I can get there myself. I can travel there myself to calm myself down.
The space and the nature and it recharges you.
Yeah, but I'm not into whale music and all that shit.
It sounds like drowning.
Yeah, I don't need all that. I don't need all the Namastazi light and love. I can just do it myself, and I know how to calm myself down.
Yeah, know what makes it tick.
And the drugs help.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Valium's great.
Sure.
Valium, wonderful. Oh, good old days. Fun times. So when's your next gig? Where are you going to be?
Covent Garden on Saturday.
Is that for?
No, it's I'm airing new stuff. I'm headline.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's at the cafe mode.
Oh yeah. It's great to try stuff out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very good, and this is the 4th time back, so I've been trying different bits. So I'm doing that, and then I'm doing a gig for the homeless.
Oh yeah.
The following week in Stevenage. And
yeah, who's that for?
I don't know.
Oh yes, Fiona Driscoll. She's just down the road. She's been on this podcast as well.
Oh, has
She
she?
lives in Kings Langley.
Oh, has she?
She's not far from here, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
She's very funny. Very funny.
Yeah, but I'm funnier. Okay. I want to be funnier. Okay. Please tell me. You know, I told you. I told you I'm competitive. I want to be the
You're good.
funny. Yeah.
You're good at
I'm best.
being you.
I'm best. All right. No, I like Finn. Don't worry.
No, she's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So, and what else is going on? What else are we doing? Are you? What life things are happening to you?
Well, I'm getting divorced.
Okay.
Yeah. By my second husband.
Oh well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Third time's a charm.
No, I will never go down that road again. That's for sure.
Mm.
And this all happened in April, and it's quite soon. But I'm quite resilient.
Mm. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that about you.
I thought, oh right, Ryan, okay, he doesn't want me anymore. I've been dumped. So it's strange because it's the first time ever in my life that I've been dumped. And only I know who would dump me, baby. Anyway, but I tell you, you see, be careful what you say, because only a month before I'd said to someone who had been dumped, oh, I've never been dumped. Never. No. Smug look, Universe listens, has a good laugh. Right, that's it.
I knew that was something that she needed.
Yeah. She needs a little bit of humility and being brought back.
Oh, God, yeah.
You're not that great, Sandra. You're not that great now. Piss off. I've had enough of you. Right, so I've been dumped.
And has it given you fuel for your comedy?
Yeah. He features very heavily.
Yes,
he does.
Cathartic.
It's cathartic, and particularly for the book as well. Yeah, so how to get through a breakthrough. I give advice on that. How to get through it.
Yeah.
Copious amounts of sex. Yeah. That's my
answer. Fuck the pain away, yeah.
Fuck it away,
yeah.
Fuck it away.
It's the best way sometimes,
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah. I've gone back to the naughty 70s now.
Fun
and
times.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Go on, judge me. I don't give a shit.
Enjoy yourself, isn't it? That's it. There's no one else going to enjoy your life for you, is there?
No, no one.
So Covent Garden you're doing some new stuff there for your show.
Yeah.
And then anywhere else that any gigs of note that you want to tell us about?
Gigs of note?
Yes.
Gigs of note? Oh.
You got a nice one coming up, be like, oh, come see me here, it's going to be big, it's going to be great, you're going to really enjoy it.
No.
Apart from Manchester's good enough.
Manchester.
It's all right. Just saying that just near the time, whatever it is. 22nd of October.
Saturday, 22nd of October, 5 o'clock, Gulliver's Lounge, Oldham Street.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm looking forward to that weekend away. I'm sharing with Ariel Suma, who's great. She's fabulous.
Oh, the French lady.
Fabulous.
Yeah, she's great.
She's great. And we're sharing a flat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're gonna party, as she says.
Yeah.
And I will.
Is she opening for you?
No. She's doing her show on the Friday, and we're gonna support all women. I need some men in the audience. I desperately need men because I play with them. No, I don't mean play with them. I mean play. I verbally play with them.
Sure.
Do you know, I'm beginning to sound like a really dirty old woman. I don't like it. I mean, all I need is a plastic Mac. I can hide behind the bushes and flash everyone.
Do you consider that to be because of the situation you're in now, or you think that... What do you think?
No, I think the way I'm speaking... here am I, touching your knee, complimenting your eyes.
I met you before all this stuff was happening in your life. You were exactly the same.
I was. But, if I was a man... No, let's be fair now. If I was a man...
Right.
Saying the same things to a female, all hell would break loose in this today's society. And so I feel like it's a bit unfair, actually.
Do you know what? I haven't felt...
You haven't felt objectified?
I haven't. Do you know what? Haven't felt like a piece of meat, or
You haven't. I haven't done my job properly. Then
you've been judged. Yeah. Well, I wish you continue. You can go as far as you can go with that.
No, but it's interesting that, isn't it? That if it was reversed, in today's society. All hell would break loose, and I think...
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I feel that, well, for one, I am an incredibly needy person. I do stand-up comedy. I need approval from everyone in big rooms of many people at once, or massive amounts of rejection. But I need that too. So maybe that's good for me. But everyone is different, either male or female.
Yeah.
So they may need it or not need it, and so maybe the people that don't need it go, "Oh God, you're objectifying me. I don't need that." But some people like it. Some people could go, "Oh wow, they noticed me today." Some people like it. So it's like, again, we're generalising everybody in the same boat of going, "Oh, you shouldn't objectify women or men." Fine, but some people would like a compliment every now and again. No matter where it comes from, do it in the right way. Don't be a dick about it, and don't be misogynistic or kind of the opposite. What is that? I don't know. No one knows that word.
But sometimes I'm listening back to what I'm saying. Oh gosh, and I'm thinking, Sandra.
Yeah, but I know you. I know you. So it's friendly.
You know me. We're friendly, but.
Yeah.
But I'm like this with everyone.
Now I feel so special.
No, I don't mean that. Oh, look, I touched your knee.
Touch my leg again. That's the second time.
Actually, it's quite a nice hairy knee, that is.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
It's a nice quality hair.
It's good.
It's sort of furry. It's nice.
Yeah, it's not too much.
No, not too much.
It's quite downy. It's soft downy. So
it
and it would be quite spiky on the eye. If you were to put your head there. I don't know why why did I go there? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm not going down there, so, I mean, let's move on.
Let's get off my knees.
Yeah, not your thighs. Okay. No, what I mean to say is that, I'm a flirt.
What's wrong with that? Yeah.
I really am. Mm-hmm. And I've managed to hone it into some sort of art now.
A professional flirt.
I'm a professional flirt. But I'm just wondering, when does it become pathetic and awful? At what age does it become unacceptable? Or is there an age limit on flirting?
No, I don't think so, because I think you're real, and that's you, and you're not. There's no. You're sober for a start.
Well, that's true.
Well, I hope so. Anyway, but you're sober. You're being honest, and you're connecting, and we're just playing. It's playful.
Yeah.
No, for really, it isn't. Oh my God, this is not sounding good now. But no, it really is.
And just for the benefit of the listeners, Winter is now blushing. He's now covering his eyes and shaking his head.
Oh, I don't know where to go now. I'm so embarrassed.
Right.
Because it isn't though. But it really isn't. Because when I think about this, I'm going through images in my head of situations that have happened to me.
Yeah.
And they're not projecting. I'm not projecting on you, but I'm just trying to come back out of that moment of visualization and back into the room with you, and that's where the blushing comes from. It's like, oh my God, this is that, and it's not you. It's in my own head.
Okay.
That's a long explanation.
Yes, you see, it's not you, it's me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the short version of that.
Yeah. Have we heard that before? Oh yes. When my husband said...
Well, I'm glad this has been, a happy and rewarding experience. Just, more pain. It'll give you more fuel. Oh God, it might be a bad end to this podcast.
I'm a grandmother 4 times.
Oh, bloody hell, wow.
Yeah, my daughter is 40.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gorgeous. My son is 37, he's gorgeous. And I have 4 grandchildren. My grandson is 12, nearly 13. You'll identify with this. He's going through puberty stage, and he can't go past a mirror without doing a little.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And strutting his stuff a bit. He sort of walks like a gangster.
A gangster. Yeah. Big shoulders.
Yeah. So it's all very, very cute.
So you're saying you're gone. What are you saying?
Yeah, I got a 37-year-old son, and he lives in Cornwall. Yeah. And he's got a beautiful wife with 2 fabulous daughters. And my daughter lives in Hampshire, and she has Joshua and a little girl of 6 months.
And do your kids come to see you perform?
Yes. Well, I was doing slightly more risque material when they came.
Right.
My son lapped it up and thought, yeah, I like it. My daughter was sort of...
horrified?
A little bit.
Oh.
And they haven't really seen me since.
Yeah, but that's in the beginning.
But that's okay. That's fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, when the new stuff that I do, I've evolved. The new stuff I can do, anyone can see. It doesn't matter. I don't swear. I'm not. There's very little innuendo, and it's just clever. I think clever. That's the word. Clever and more. Well, it's better.
Yeah.
It's evolved.
Do you think comedy has? Comedy's changed you in any way?
Oh, it saved my life.
Okay, right.
It has definitely saved my life.
Right.
I don't think that I could have got over the breakup of this marriage, because it was a long, long time I was with him. I don't think I could have got over it without comedy and the people in comedy. I just think that whilst there's a lot of superficiality in the comedy and a lot of people are dicks and there's a core group of very supportive, wonderful, wonderful people, and they've kept me afloat. And also, you know, when you're thinking about and you're going on stage and you get approval and laughter and it washes over you and you start thinking, yeah, I'm okay, you know, and this is what I want to do. And now, in a way, he's done me a favour, because whereas before I wouldn't do gigs necessarily too far away, because I would think about him and his needs and think, oh, I don't want to go out 3 or 4 times a week, because, you know,
you want to keep the relationship strong.
Now I don't give a fuck.
Great.
You know, I just think, oh, I'm going.
Great.
I'm going to go here and I'm going to go there, and I'm not even considering his things. And we are living together in the same marital home until, thank you Brexit, until we sell it. So we could be divorced and still living there, and I'm not putting that out to the all universe, because our house is going to sell. Our house is going to sell very quickly.
Yeah. So you think that comedy, you say, has really helped you?
Oh, it's helped me.
It's made you stronger.
It's made me stronger, because also I've been out and I've been around positive people for the most part. It's kept me afloat, because I haven't got the time to think, to sit at home and to be maudlin and thinking, where has my life, you know, at the age of 64, you're being launched into a life of singledom and your life is over. But in fact, people have been amazed at how resilient I've been. And I'm sure that that's only because of the comedy and the fact that, you know, there is absolutely no point. What has happened, and I truly believe that this is my next chapter. Yeah. This is my journey that I'm on, that this has happened for a reason, and I'm thinking that he's probably done me a very big favour, because the best of my life, my last chapter, is going to be the best one that I've ever lived. Great. That's what I believe.
That's great. It's very positive. With comedy, you know, we all are alone in life. Yeah. And we're all outsiders in this comedy industry. But at least we're alone together. Yeah. We're getting there together, you know. Yeah. And it's nice. That's nice. It's really positive. That's what I wanted. That's what I like. That's what I like about you, Sandra. Every time I've met you, you've always been so positive and happy and open. And that's why I like you. That's why we connect, you know. So your show is in Manchester, 22nd of October, 5 o'clock. Yeah. And you can go out afterwards and have
Gulliver's Lounge.
Gulliver's Lounge, and it's...
and it's good, it's called Self-Helpless.
Self-Helpless. Sandra, thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome, lovely.
And that was Sandra Hale for episode 16. I really enjoyed talking to Sandra. I was a bit worried because I was a bit rusty after a couple of weeks away, but it was great. Sandra was warm, she was open. The hour just flew by. It was great. If you like this podcast and you want to kick something back to us, you can find us on Patreon. Just go to Patreon, type in The Comedy Defect Podcast, and we're there. You can donate as much or as little as you want. But if you can't kick something back to us, just leave us a nice review on iTunes or Podbean, or share your favourite episode, because it really does help. I've had some great feedback on these podcasts. It just gives me fuel and inspires me to carry on, because I'm really enjoying it. I think it's getting better with every episode. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we're on Twitter at The Comedy Defect. If you want to follow me, it's at winterphoneander. If you want to come see my live stand-up gig dates, you can find them on my website, which is winterphoneander.com. And that's all I'm going to say for this episode 16 of the Comedy Defect Podcast. We've got plenty more guests coming up, so we'll see you next time for episode 17 of the Comedy Defect Podcast.